If you were born under the sign of Pisces, something important is shifting in your world right now. Not something loud or dramatic, but something deep. Something that changes the way you feel about your own path. For people of this sign, change rarely comes with warning bells or clear signs. It arrives quietly, like water seeping through cracks you didn't know were there. And right now, the energy surrounding Pisces is asking you to pay attention to those quiet shifts. Because what feels small today could redirect your entire emotional landscape in the weeks ahead. This sign carries a natural sensitivity that most people don't understand. You feel things before they happen. You sense shifts in energy before anyone else notices. And lately, that feeling has been stronger, hasn't it? That sense that something is about to move. That things cannot stay the way they've been. What's coming for Pisces is not something to fear. Something to prepare for. A recalibration. A gentle but necessary adjustment in how you relate to your own needs, your own boundaries, and your own worth. Let's walk through what's unfolding point by point, so you can move through these weeks with clarity instead of confusion. First point. Your emotional armor is coming down. For a long time now, Pisces has been protecting itself. Not in obvious ways. Not with walls or coldness, but with retreat. With silence. With making yourself smaller so that others don't ask too much of you. People of this sign often learn early on that being sensitive means being careful. That feeling everything means protecting yourself from too much feeling. And so you've developed this quiet way of stepping back, of not fully showing up, of keeping parts of yourself hidden even from people you love. But something is shifting now. That protective layer is thinning. Not because you're vulnerable or weak, but because it's no longer serving you. You've outgrown it. And in the coming weeks, you may notice moments where you speak more honestly than usual, where you don't soften your truth just to keep the peace, where you let someone see a part of you that you've kept guarded. This might feel uncomfortable at first. Pisces is not used to being this visible, but pay attention to how it feels afterward, because what you'll notice is relief, a lightness, a sense that you don't have to carry everything alone anymore. The people who truly belong in your life will not be frightened by your honesty. They will be drawn to it. And the ones who pull away were never meant to stay. Second point. A relationship dynamic is about to shift. There is someone in your life, someone close, whose energy has been out of balance with yours for some time now. Maybe you've been giving more than you receive. Maybe you've been holding space for their emotions while your own go unspoken. Maybe you've been waiting for them to see you the way you see them. For Pisces, relationships are never simple. You don't just care about people. You absorb them. You feel their pain as if it's your own. You carry their weight without them even asking. And because of this, you often find yourself in dynamics where your needs come second, where your love is taken for granted, where your depth is mistaken for availability. In the coming weeks, this pattern is going to become impossible to ignore. Not because something dramatic will happen, but because you will feel it differently. What used to feel like love will start to feel like labor. What used to feel like connection will start to feel like compromise. And you will begin to ask yourself a question that Pisces rarely asks. Is this actually good for me? This doesn't mean the relationship will end, but it does mean something will have to change. Either the other person will rise to meet you in a new way, or you will realize that you've been holding on to something that's already gone. Trust what you feel. Pisces always knows the truth. You just don't always let yourself act on it. Third point. A financial or practical matter needs your attention. Pisces is not a sign that lives comfortably in the world of details and deadlines. You're built for flow, for feeling, for moving through life with intuition rather than spreadsheets. But right now, something in the practical side of your life is asking for clarity, and it's not going to let you ignore it much longer. This could be a financial decision you've been putting off. A paperwork issue that keeps resurfacing. A conversation about money or security that makes you uncomfortable. A situation where someone else has been handling things for you. And now you're realizing you don't actually know what's going on. For people of this sign, dealing with these kinds of matters often feels heavy. You'd rather trust that things will work out. You'd rather focus on what matters to you emotionally. But part of growing into your power as a Pisces is learning that you can be spiritual and practical at the same time. That taking care of the details doesn't mean losing your magic. In the coming weeks, you'll be guided to take one clear action. Something simple. Something that brings order to an area of your life that's been chaotic. And once you do it, you'll feel the relief immediately. Because underneath that avoidance has been a low level of anxiety that you didn't even realize you were carrying. You don't have to have all the answers. You just have to take the first step. Before we continue, if you want to follow the next 90 days with more clarity within your sign's energy, there is a 90-day astrological map that goes deeper into exactly the movements we're talking about here. It highlights phases, possible turning points, and key areas to pay attention to throughout the period. You can get it through the link in the pinned comment. I'm sure it will bring a lot of clarity to your path. Then come back and tell me in the comments what you thought. Now let's continue. Fourth point. Your body is sending you messages. Pisces tends to live more in the emotional and spiritual realms than in the physical one. You can go days, weeks, even months ignoring what your body is trying to tell you. You push through tiredness. You dismiss discomfort. You tell yourself it's fine when it's not. But your body has been trying to get your attention. Maybe it's tension in your shoulders. Maybe it's trouble sleeping. Maybe it's digestive issues that come and go. Maybe it's just this deep bone-level exhaustion that rest doesn't seem to fix. These are not random symptoms. They are messages. Your body is telling you that something in your life is out of alignment, that you're carrying stress you haven't processed, that you're giving energy to situations or people who drain you, that you're not honoring your own rhythms and needs. In the weeks ahead, you may notice these signals getting louder. Not to punish you, but to wake you up. Your body is asking you to slow down, to rest more deeply, to stop saying yes when you mean no, to stop pushing through when you need to pause. For this sign, healing doesn't always come from doing more. Comes from allowing yourself to do less. From giving yourself permission to take up space without earning it. From trusting that rest is productive even when it doesn't look like progress. Listen to what your body is saying. It knows what you need before your mind does. Fifth point. An old pattern is dissolving. There's something you've done for as long as you can remember. A way you respond to stress. A belief you've held about yourself. A role you've played in your family or friendships. A coping mechanism that once protected you but now just keeps you stuck. For Pisces, these patterns are often invisible. You don't see them as patterns. You see them as who you are. The person who rescues others. The one who keeps the peace. The one who disappears when things get hard. The one who gives until there's nothing left. But something is breaking that cycle now. Not through force or willpower, but through awareness. You're starting to see it. The way you repeat the same emotional script. The way you fall into the same traps. The way you give your power away without even realizing it. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. That's how transformation works for this sign. It's not dramatic. It's not loud. It's just this quiet shift in perception that changes everything. In the coming weeks, you may find yourself responding differently to a familiar situation. Choosing differently. Speaking up when you usually stay quiet. Walking away when you usually stay and endure. And it might surprise you. It might even scare you a little. Because this version of you is not the version other people are used to. But this is growth. This is you stepping out of the fog and into clarity. This is you remembering that you are not responsible for managing everyone else's emotions. That you are allowed to want more. That you are allowed to choose yourself. If this message resonated with your sign, trust it. This is not a coincidence. When the universe wants to speak to this sign, it sends the right signal at the right time. And you are here because you needed to hear this today. Your support, whether as a subscriber or a member, is what keeps these messages alive. Messages created especially for people of this sign. And if this video connected with you, leave your birthday in the comments. Let's continue. Sixth point. A creative or spiritual calling is getting louder. There's something you've wanted to do for a long time. Something that has nothing to do with practicality or productivity. Something that feeds your soul. Maybe it's writing. Maybe it's painting. Maybe it's singing or dancing or learning something new. Maybe it's reconnecting with a spiritual practice you walked away from. Whatever it is, it's been whispering to you. And lately, that whisper has been getting harder to ignore. For people of this sign, creativity and spirituality are not hobbies. They are necessities. They are how you process the world. How you make sense of what you feel. How you reconnect with the deeper parts of yourself that everyday life tends to bury. But Pisces often puts these things last. You tell yourself you don't have time. You tell yourself it's selfish. You tell yourself you'll get to it later, and later never comes. In the weeks ahead, that calling is going to become impossible to ignore. You're going to feel this pull, this restlessness, this sense that something inside you is asking to be expressed. And if you continue to ignore it, you'll feel it as frustration, as sadness, as a vague sense that something is missing. But if you honor it, even in small ways, you'll feel the shift immediately. Because when Pisces reconnects with creativity or spirituality, everything else falls into place. Your energy returns. Your clarity sharpens. Your sense of purpose deepens. You don't have to make it perfect. You don't have to share it with anyone. You just have to do it. For you. 7th point. Someone from your past may resurface. For Pisces, the past is never really past. You hold on to memories, feelings, connections long after everyone else has moved on. And sometimes that means people circle back into your life in unexpected ways. In the coming weeks, there's a possibility that someone you haven't spoken to in a while will reach out. Or you'll think about them more than usual. Or you'll dream about them. Or you'll run into them in a way that feels like more than coincidence. This doesn't necessarily mean you're meant to reconnect. It might just mean there's something unresolved that your soul is ready to release. A lesson you didn't finish learning. A closure you never got. A truth you never spoke. Pay attention to how it feels. If thinking about this person brings heaviness, guilt, or obligation, that's your answer. The past is trying to pull you backward and you don't have to go. But if thinking about them brings curiosity, warmth, or peace, then maybe there's something there worth exploring. Maybe this is a relationship that ended too soon. Maybe this is someone who sees you in a way most people don't. Maybe this is a second chance that you didn't know you wanted. Trust your intuition. Pisces always knows the difference between nostalgia and real connection. You just have to be honest with yourself about which one this is. 8th point. Your intuition is stronger than usual. You've always been intuitive. That's part of being Pisces. But right now, your psychic sensitivity is heightened in a way that even you might find surprising. You're picking up on things before they happen. You're sensing energy shifts in people around you. You're dreaming more vividly. You're knowing things without knowing how you know them. And if you've been ignoring these signals, they're getting harder to dismiss. This is not something to fear. This is a gift. But it's also something that requires discernment. Because when your intuition is this strong, it's easy to confuse your feelings with truth. To assume that because you feel something it must be happening. To take on other people's emotions as if they're your own. In the weeks ahead, practice grounding. Practice asking yourself, is this mine? Is this feeling coming from me? Or am I absorbing it from someone else? Is this intuition? Or is this fear? The more you learn to separate what's yours from what's not, the more powerful your intuition becomes. And right now you need that clarity, because decisions are coming, choices are forming, and you need to trust yourself enough to follow what you know, even when it doesn't make logical sense. Your intuition is not just a feeling. It's a compass, and it's pointing you somewhere new. 9th point. A boundary you've been avoiding must be set. This is the hard one. The one that Pisces dreads more than anything. Setting a boundary. There's a situation in your life right now, maybe more than one, where you've been allowing something that doesn't feel right. Maybe it's someone who takes advantage of your kindness. Maybe it's a responsibility that was never yours to carry. Maybe it's a dynamic where you're expected to show up in ways that drain you. You've known for a while that something needs to change, but you've been hoping it would fix itself, that the other person would notice, that things would just naturally shift. But they won't. Not unless you speak up. Not unless you draw the line. For people of this sign, boundaries feel harsh. They feel like rejection. They feel like you're being mean or selfish or difficult. But that's not what boundaries are. Boundaries are how you protect your energy, how you honor your truth, how you teach people how to treat you. In the coming weeks, you're going to be pushed to set a boundary you've been avoiding, and it's going to feel uncomfortable. The other person might react. They might guilt you. They might pull away. And that will hurt, because Pisces hates conflict. Pisces hates being misunderstood. But here's what you need to know. If someone cannot respect your boundary, they were never respecting you. And the discomfort you feel in setting that boundary is temporary. The exhaustion you feel from not setting it is permanent. You are allowed to say no. You are allowed to protect yourself. You are allowed to choose peace over people pleasing. This is not cruelty. This is self-love. 10th point. You are being prepared for something new. All of these shifts, all of these changes, all of these uncomfortable moments, they are not random. They are preparing you for something. For Pisces, growth rarely feels exciting. Feels like loss. Feels like ending. It feels like everything you've known is dissolving, and you don't know what's coming next. But that's because this sign experiences transformation differently than others. You don't leap into new chapters. You drift into them. You let go of the old so gradually that you don't even realize you've changed until you look back and see how far you've come. What's happening right now is a clearing, a release, a shedding of everything that no longer fits who you're becoming. And yes, it's uncomfortable. Yes, it's confusing. Yes, there are moments where you feel lost. But you're not lost. You're in transition. And transition always feels like this. Like you're between worlds. Like you don't belong to the old version of your life anymore. But you haven't fully stepped into the new one yet. In the weeks ahead, you may not have all the answers. You may not know exactly what's next. But you will feel the movement. You will feel yourself shifting. You will feel the heaviness lifting, even if just a little. And that's how you'll know you're on the right path. Not because everything suddenly makes sense, but because you feel lighter. More yourself. More aligned with the truth of who you are. Trust the process. Trust the timing. Trust that what's meant for you is already on its way. If this message found you today, it's because your sign is moving through something important. Something necessary. Something that will make sense later, even if it doesn't make sense now. If you want to continue receiving guidance created specifically for Pisces, make sure you're subscribed to this channel and notifications are turned on. Your support as a member helps keep these messages coming. Messages that honor the depth and sensitivity of your sign. And if this resonated with you, drop your birthday in the comments. Let's stay connected as you move through what's ahead. Here's the question only you can answer. What part of yourself have you been hiding, and what would it feel like to finally let it be seen?